Good morning, guys. Life in 207 here. It's Saturday, March 15th, and we're down in the shop. It's pretty messy on the bench over there. And over here. Look, we have dry floors again. Thanks to that little guy working overtime. Keeping the floors dry and the dehumidifier. And even though we've had a lot of melting this week and it's been getting into the 50s, for March, that's pretty dang good up here in Maine. But we've been getting some 50s and stuff's been melting. The dehumidifiers and sub pumps have been doing a good job. So not as wet this week down on the floor, which is nice. We have a bunch of stuff that I scavenged this week, found in the dumpster. I got a whole box over here I got to go through. Just lots of stuff to kind of sort out. We'll get into the bins today, and we'll definitely do at least one cleanup. Last week, I actually pulled out stuff for eBay. I never even listed it. I got so busy. So we'll probably do that. We'll find some more stuff to list on eBay. And yeah, we'll get into some more stuff. I did find another cool thing in the dumpster at TJ Maxx, so we'll get into that as well. So why don't we jump right into it? Okay, like I said, first things first, we got to get this bench cleaned off. I hate having a dirty bench when I'm trying to get things done, but this week's been super busy. Lots of activities going on, busy at work and with the kiddos. So before I show what I found in the dumpsters and scavenging, let's get this all cleaned up. All right, guys, this is what I salvaged this week from the dumpsters, things I wanted to keep. Let's get rid of some of this smaller stuff that's not important. I got some boxes here, and the reason I got them is just for shipping. These are a good sized little box. I got some really thick cable here. Actually, let's see what gauge this is. It's 2 gauge American wire gauge there. That's some thick stuff. This came off a charger that got thrown away because some of the cable has some nicks in it. So we're going to either repurpose it out in the shed for the solar, or we're just going to scrap it. But couldn't let that be thrown away. That's some really thick stuff. And there's also a little jumper cable here too. So this is going to go in the back for now. I can't help but keep these every time they get thrown away. I've explained on the channel before, these are for Toyota forklifts. They're for electric forklifts, the battery, big super wet lead acid battery. And sometimes they need, depending on the size of the battery bay will have some room. And you don't want room in your battery bay because as you go back and forth driving your forklift, even though the battery acts kind of as your counterweight, it's super, super heavy, but you don't want it sliding around. So they give you these to kind of tighten that space up and so the battery doesn't shift. A lot of the times, though, we don't use these. These come on new trucks, and the batteries that we put in, you don't really need the bracket. They fit in snug and they don't shift around. So these get thrown out all the time, and I just, I don't know, I can't really see them getting thrown away. So I figured I'm going to use them for something. I have a small shelf of them going already. Especially these ones right here where they have the nut kind of welded on. I don't have a bolt to show you. I do have some of the bolts that go to this. But I'm thinking these would make great feet for something. I just haven't determined what I'm going to use them for yet. So these are going to get put away. I'll use them for something. Like I said, they're great little brackets. But I just don't have a use for them right now. All right, kind of the same thing with these. These are battery brackets. They're for power workers or walk-behinds, pallet jacks, stuff like that. Again, a lot of the time they come with these brackets, but they're not needed because they have bolts that you can mount right to the battery. So, again, I keep these. These are good to have. What am I going to use them for? I don't know yet, but I have so many of them, and I'm sure I'll find a use for them eventually. Got this nice little copper bar in the dumpster. Little copper positive lead there. So that's pretty sweet. Good to hang on to that. Found some fuses. Tested good. We'll save those. I think they don't have a rating on here. They just have maybe a part number. It's ANL 150. So it's a bus fuse, but made in Mexico. They're still good. Use those for something eventually. Got these brass bushings that were getting thrown away, and they're brass, so I mean, brass prices are crazy. So I just kind of, again, I don't really scrap, but when I see stuff, I just collect it, you know. There was a charger that went bad, and the cables got cut. And this cable here actually has a nick. It could be repaired, but I'm not sure if I have enough extension cables now. So we'll probably just cut off the ends and throw those right into our wire scrap bin. And eventually we'll cash that in. I also found this in the dumpster here, this danger tape. Brand new roll of danger tape. So put that kind of in the consumables. I'll probably never use it, but it's kind of hard to let that stuff get thrown away. At the TJ Maxx dumpster, I found these. These are some sort of fitting, old vintage type. I can't even remember what they were. I looked them up, but it's a BNC multi-fit YI-CZ351. And they are brand new in package, so I said, screw it, I'll take them. And it looks like they sell for about $10, so for free. Throw them up on eBay, see if they sell. This I didn't find in the dumpster. It's actually in my work toolbox. And I had 2 sets already, and I never opened this, obviously. I recently traded in a couple things to Cornwell, and I got their master drum brake set, and I just don't need that here anymore. I don't do a whole lot of drum brakes, but when I do at work, it's nice to have a complete set. And this is a nice little set from Pittsburgh. Now I have a better set at work. So this is going to go right into the home toolbox. We'll open it up and get that in the toolbox. I probably won't be doing a whole lot of drum brakes at home, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't know where this came from. Probably in one of my many tool lot buying sprees or estate sales or what have you. But this Vermont American bit driver here, I can't make out what it is. I can't see. It's a quarter inch bit driver. You know, I don't really collect Vermont American, but kind of neat. I was just rolling around in my RAV. I don't know how long it's been rolling around. I mean, I usually keep my car pretty clean, but it was just kind of random to find that. So we'll throw that in, probably in the flea market bin. And I found this in the dumpster. In the Harbor Freight dumpster. And I'll show that video right now. But it says open box on it. It's got some tape. So I don't know, you know, how complete this is, but I mean, for free, it's hard to say no. It's a carbide grit hole saw set. And it looks like probably for cutting tile and brick and stuff like that. And it was taped up. So I wonder how many pieces it's missing. If we got a nice score or what? All right, well, let's see. Let's look at the box here. It's got 9 pieces, it says. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the 9th piece? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, the case, I guess they count as 1 piece. So it looks like it's all there. This one is used, but everything else in here looks brand new. So that's a pretty cool score. That's pretty neat. yeah, it doesn't look, looks like they just used that one bit and maybe it didn't work out for them or they just wanted to rent the tool. I don't know. But yeah, for free, now we have a carbide grit hole saw set. I don't know how often I'll use it, but that's pretty sweet. I didn't pay any money for it, so. All right, we got some, last thing here, we got some odds and ends, some bolts, some clips, thumb screw. Nothing crazy special, but kind of stuff that was getting thrown away. So we'll put that in our hardware bin. Okay, we have another big item to show, but these were also getting thrown away, and these are just like hardware bins, cardboard hardware bins or inventory bins from Uline. And I've been trying to do more organization, especially in the eBay department here down at the shop. So I think these are going to come in handy. I have a whole other bag on the floor here. And yeah, I think these are going to be nice just to kind of sort stuff. I can write on the front and kind of understand where some of the stuff I'm selling is. So that's pretty sweet. Last week, you guys saw this go up, the TJ Maxx dumpster find, the shelf. And I still have some outside that I need to bring in to set up for my wife and maybe some more tool storage. But again, I can't seem to find those bottom brackets. I've been checking their dumpster, but they don't seem to be having, they might have already gotten rid of everything they're throwing away as far as that type of shelving. But I did find this, and I have an idea for this. So, mind your ears, this might be loud. So this is like a little rolling display, and it has these metal rails here, I guess, and you can put these shelves on. I have two more of these rails, so it brings it down pretty close to the bottom. Now, the reason why I picked this up is not specifically for the shelving, but you can see this paneling here is in a track. Now, my thought process is to put some pegboard in there and have a little rolling kind of shop display for some of my nicer wrenches and such. And I do have some spare pegboard, so we'll see if we can't get that to fit in there. These look kind of small. I don't think they'll be exact size, but we can cut a few pieces and make it work because they do just sit inside the grooves here. So I don't know if we're going to get to that this week. We might, but yeah, I mean, for free. Again, a nice little rolling shelf there. And maybe on one side we'll put these shelves up. But basically, from what I could tell, they were all taken apart. These shelves sit like that. And maybe we'll do one side with shelves and one side with pegboard. And that'll help out with some more shop storage. And it's movable, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys, we're back into the bins and boxes of stuff to sell, keep, or restore. So I got to get right into it today because we don't have a whole lot of time down here in the shop. This right here is a transfer punch set, and definitely going to be keeping this. There's no question about it. I needed a decent transfer punch, so I need to get this kind of ready and accessible. The little holder's a little bent, but I'm not too worried about it right now. We're just going to get this kind of ready and set somewhere in the shop because I've been looking for that a few times. We got this awesome old hook here, and I don't think I'm going to do anything to that, and I am going to keep it. I think it just looks cool. Probably hang it somewhere in the shop here. So we're going to keep that nice rusty old hook. Folgers coffee lid. Let's see here. Look at that, another pair of Utica. This is a pair of snips here. And we just did a Utica last week. So now I feel obligated to do this one. We'll see. We'll see if we'll get this one. This would probably be, this would go really good with that Utica. So Utica lineman's pliers. So now I feel like I have to do this one this week. I didn't see this last week. So we'll probably clean that up. Got this Craftsman 9-9543, this little tiny knife. It's all seized up. And I'm definitely going to keep that. That's going to go in the Craftsman collection. I'm going to put that to the side for now. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to sell on eBay in this box. What is the brand of these punches here? Starrett. Right, I remember these. All right, we got a set of Starrett flat nose punches here. And these are really, really nice. These are going to get wire wheeled today. I think what we're going to do is we're going to clean that Utica up and these punches. And everything else in here, I'm almost positive we're going to keep. We got this half-inch wrench that I remember getting at an estate sale not too long ago, actually. And right before estate sales kind of stopped happening here in Maine, at least for the winter. This needs to be cleaned up and restored. Somebody in the comments when I showed this before said it possibly could be Bonnie. I don't see any markings on here, but that's kind of why I like it. It's just interesting. So it's going to be a future restoration. We're going to keep that for sure. And since we're kind of already basically through this box, I'm just going to pull everything out because there's only a couple more items. And we will set them aside. I got this pair of pliers here, this like slip joint set of pliers. I don't know exactly what this kind of plier would be, like what you'd call that. But that definitely needs to be restored. Got a pair of calipers. And I think while we have the wire wheel going, we'll just get that surface rust off and get that oiled up. So, and we got this pair of Sargent & Co. This pair of pliers here that has an interesting mechanism. And this is actually pretty dang clean. It's got some flaking chrome, but I think we're going to end up keeping these. So these will go right in the pliers drawer. We'll just clean them up with some oil. So we are going to keep those. Those are going to go in the pliers drawer today. And, whoa, get this really cool Maine Snowmobile Association sticker that I didn't even realize was in the bottom of this box. And I don't snowmobile, but I have a couple guys at work that would probably really appreciate this sticker here. So I think we'll bring that to work. Somebody there will really enjoy it. And we got two magnets here. One says Bearings and Drives of Charleston. Whoop! Let's see. Bearings and Drives of Charleston, Inc. So that's pretty cool. And this one that says Buckled Up. So I don't know if those will stick there. No, we'll find some place for them, maybe on the toolbox. And yeah, besides a Phillips number 2 bit here, that's that box. So I'm excited to get one more box down. And we're going to leave it there for today. All right, guys, here's the before. Those Starretts definitely need a good wire wheel, good oiling. Those calipers need just a brief wire wheel. And these Uticas, which will go really nice with the other set. So let's get everything cleaned up. Okay, guys, fresh coat of oil. These Starretts came out really nice. I only did these on the wire wheel and just gave them some oil. I definitely didn't want to put those on the fiber wheel at all. Man, they just came out really nice. Oop. Yeah, these are going to go right in the punch drawer. These will get used. Nice and coated with WD-40. These Uticas, just like the last pair, they came out really nice. That fiber wheel, man, does a really good job. And I didn't have to worry about profiles this time. I was just lightly going over with the fiber wheel, and everything just came out beautiful. So I'm going to have another set of nice Uticas to put up on the magnet over there with the other pliers. And then this pair of calipers here, I just used the wire wheel. This has some pitting. I didn't take this to the fiber wheel or anything. It's just going to stay as it is as a user. It's oiled now, so it should prevent any future rusting. And this will go right in the toolbox. So had fun getting some cleanups done this week. We're making progress. We've got 2 boxes down, and we're going to continue on as long as there's no estate sales and stuff on Saturdays. And we'll get through these boxes, and then we'll just fill up more boxes. All right, and there's that pair of Utica 46-6 up on the magnet next to the other Uticas. And pretty soon here, maybe we'll get a whole set of Utica pliers up there. That'd be kind of nice. And definitely planning on replacing anything on this magnetic bar here on the pallet wall with kind of older stuff. And I think it's coming along great. I love getting down here in the shop and cleaning stuff up. All right, guys, we caught up on the eBay listings, and I took these cardboard boxes and started using them for eBay listings. And as you can see, I got A, B, and C, and we'll go down the alphabet, of course. But these will be great for keeping items organized, knowing where they are. I'll put it inside the listing, and that way, once I sell something, I can just look in the listing, see what bin it's in, and go from there. As you can see, I also did some more Mac sockets, so those are listed. We're doing pretty good on sales for those. I've definitely already made my money back, so everything now I make is profit. And this was last week's stuff that I had to catch up on this week. These little connectors here I got for free out of the dumpster, so hopefully those sell. And yeah, so we're making headway, and now we're going to get to the next project. Okay, guys, before I get into the update on the socket drawer here, I just wanted to say a special thank you to Ike, who commented and then emailed me an idea about using these really strong magnets here for the magnetic socket rails. If you recall in the last video, I was having trouble getting a magnet with enough power to physically hold on to the toolbox when you have that foam matting, even that really thin foam matting. So he reached out, he emailed me, and then I went online and found some of these really strong neodymium magnets. Unfortunately, they still do not hold up through that tool liner. They work great on, bare metal. And so I'll definitely be using his idea somewhere else, that's for sure. And I will be using these magnets that I purchased and possibly these even stronger magnets here on this tool board here that you'll see. So Ike, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys' ideas. It gives me inspiration. It's one of those things where I know I can keep on improving and finding easier and cooler ways to work on this project. So thank you guys. All right, guys, here's the update on the socket drawer project that I'm working on. I took this piece of pegboard here, cut it down to size on the table saw. It's a scrap piece of pegboard, so it has some scuffs and stuff like that. It's going to get painted on my brakes at work in the paint booth. I think we're just going to paint it a flat black. And anywho, I'm using the magnetic rails that I've been talking about, and I got them arranged like this. And I'm going to, originally I was going to bolt them down. As you can see, I have some bolts in there, and they have like a tapered head, so they sit nice and flush underneath the pegboard. They don't add any height or any unevenness. So that is an option, but what I think I'm going to do to make it easier to move these around if I had to, is I'm just going to use zip ties, because it's going to be a lot easier to do that. I'll run a zip tie through, and we'll we'll just snip it off up here. So we'll have the larger part of the zip tie up here. So it shouldn't cause any raise, or at least it shouldn't cause too much raising on the pegboard there. And so yeah, I think that's going to work out great. And the back end here, the back row, we're going to have 3/4 inch stuff. I don't use that all that much, so it'll be good to have that organized, but in the rear. And then it's going to be 1/2 inch, both metric and SAE deep, and then 1/2 inch shallow, 3/8, 3/8 shallow, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch shallow, and of course metric and SAE. And then any of this extra space here, I'm actually going to use those smaller magnets, and I'm going to put my most commonly used ratchets in here and extensions. So this isn't necessarily how they're going to sit, but this is just kind of the concept. And then I'll put my longer extensions that I almost never use in the rear there. And I think that's going to make that top drawer super efficient, and I'll be able to have, if not all, most of my sockets organized, easy to move around, and modular, so that if I add sockets, it won't be a pain in the butt. And also I won't have to rely on these here, whereas sometimes they have skips and I want to have all the sockets. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it in this video, because this video is already getting pretty long here, but I'm going to get this painted and let it dry. And then probably this upcoming weekend, I will get everything zip tied in and organized and sitting inside the drawer. And I will definitely give you guys updates. You can see how little clearance I'm going to have. These are 1/2 inch deep. This is 3/4, just the size I have in 3/4. This is a Williams socket. And look how close that comes to touching the sockets. So recently I've been continuing to check out the TJ Maxx dumpster that's close to my work. And they've been throwing out lots of stuff because they're doing a complete remodel of the store. And you'll recall I already set this up, but I found another shelf, and I think it's going to be perfect for my little hardware bins that I get at Harbor Freight. I was actually just about to build something for this. I have, a bunch of 2x4s, and I was going to make a little frame with some plywood to hold out these storage bins here, but now I don't have to. I'm going to have more than enough room. In fact, I'll be able to buy more storage things and be more organized with my hardware. I have plenty more than that's sitting right there. It's in my hardware container over there. So this is all going to get filled up pretty soon here. The real problem is going to be, where am I going to put it in this basement? I am running out of room. And I've already had to reorganize this basement a few times. So I got to figure it out. But I'm very, very excited to get these organized, these bins, because they've been kind of a pain in the ass to get out of that black cabinet that I have. On another note, I did not realize you can get these shelves straight. On this one, I had them at an angle, and I was a little disappointed at first. In the last video, I was talking about how you could only have these at an angle, and that's not true, actually. As I was taking some time to set this one up, I realized all you have to do is insert them at the angle, and then you can adjust them once they're in. So I will probably do the same thing to these bins over here, or these shelves. Maybe not. I mean, they actually kind of work out that way, just at the angle for holding tools and such. But I just wanted to share an update. I have had super good luck on finding shelves at the dumpster. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. I'm sorry it's so long. I really enjoy putting a lot of stuff into my videos. I'm not sure if any of you make it to the end here. I know some of you do, and I appreciate that. So sorry about the long video. There's a whole lot going on in the shop, and I'm already I started this on Saturday, and it's Thursday morning right now. I'm about to go to work. So I get pretty busy and involved, and there's a whole bunch of projects going on. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.